Hi, everybody. I don't know if we need to hear this, but I want to share this with you. If you ever wonder, and I'm going to be throwing some things about me, so I want to make you feel like it's not about you. But if I talk about me and what I experience and the things that I share with people, hopefully it can resonate with you. It can help you exceed and excel. So, you ever wonder when you give someone advice or food for thought or help when they ask you for your advice, or hypothetically speaking, if you just want to help them get out of the situation they're in, and you constantly keep telling the person, you constantly keep doing the same thing, and you want a different reaction, and you don't get a different reaction because they keep repeating the same thing and they never took initiative of switching it up. So can you imagine trying to learn how to cook a pie or cake or food or recipe, and you didn't follow directions to make this recipe, and you say, I'm gonna do it my way, but the main ingredients, you're leaving the main ingredients out, and the main ingredients is so important to get it done that you cannot miss the steps. So hypothetically, if you keep giving a person advice about dating, keep giving a person advice about marriage, you keep giving people advice about just getting out and meeting somebody, and they keep doing the same thing and they keep getting the same results, I do not want you to keep wasting your time telling that person over and over and over. Sometimes you got to take accountability for your actions and you just have to deal with it. It goes back to saying when I did a video and I shared in the video, if I hold your hand through the whole situation, how are you going to get the lesson? You got to take the lesson. So if I'm telling you that this person, energy that you see, and 90% of the time, men and women, no matter if you're teenagers, you're adults, you're seniors, you see people for who they are. You just choose to ignore signs. A lot of people have signs about themselves. You can see if they're gentle, you can see if they're hard, you can see if they're backstabbers, you can see if they're scam artists, you can see if they're rough, you can see if they're tough. You can see these things. You can see if they're lovable or pushover. You can see if they're genuine. You can see if he or she is a jugger. You can see these signs. And if you can't stand somebody that really got an eye for discernment, can see that if you bring them around there. And so if I keep giving you advice or I keep telling you not to date this person, don't deal with this person, whether you have been a customer of mine or a friend of mine or associate of mine or a family member of mine, or somebody I know, and I tell you not to date this person, don't be with this person, he or she have gave you so many signs. They're constantly disrespecting you. They're constantly disrespecting you. They're not valuing you. They're not giving you the value that you need. You're going to have to sometimes take accountability and leave. What you mean leave? As long as you stay and you're not married to this person, even if you're married to that person, I kindly suggest you all to get counseling and see where you can go in that narrative, because you cannot keep repeatedly let somebody mentally and verbally abuse you or physically abuse you. Sometimes we think we stay in situations because of love, and now I'm going to role play me in it. I was married back in the day. They called it common law married, and I stayed in a relationship for a long ass time, for a long time. Now, a longer time, I was in love with the man. Back in the day, and Lord forgive me for those that don't like my verbiage, or the Most High forgive me for those that don't like my verbiage, but I'm being me. So I like the fact that I got my own channel podcast, because I don't have to, as I say, front to kick it. I can be my authentic self. And I was dick sprung back in the day. I truth be told, and I was in love with my husband back in the day, and you couldn't have told me anything about him. And one day I just kept taking it and kept taking it and kept taking it. And I had to wake up. And I wanted better days. I wanted better days. I wanted better memories. I wanted better days. And I've been through a lot. And I thought staying in a situation back in the day Because I'm telling my testimony because I need you to get out of yours. And I thought staying in the situation would be better. The longer I stay, he'll change. I keep forgiving him, he'll change. He having a bad week, he'll change. He's hungry, I'll feed him. Oh, he needs some sex, I'll give him some. And it never got better. Oh, I'll have him another baby. Never got better. And I role played that relationship almost 10 years. And that relationship that I'm sharing with you, it had a lot of domestic came with that. Um, a lot of domestic came with that. I literally um, got a lot of hitting. Uh, I'd say 4 or 5 times visit to the hospital, thrown out of a car, driving on the expressway over 65 miles an hour. Constant dogged out. Woke up one morning, all 4 of my tires on flat, all my clothes cut up in the house, furniture cut up, 2 different houses. You know, kept leaving, but I kept forgiving him and coming back. And when you keep coming back, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes it get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Well, it did get worse. It got worse to a point one time. I said, you know what? I got to do something about this. He can't keep doing this to me. And I thought about it. I even imagined what he looked like not being here. And when I imagined what I thought he looked like not being here, I knew it was time to go. And I imagined what this man would look like when everybody sat down in church and said their goodbyes. And I knew that that was way, 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 way beyond. I got tired of putting on the makeup. I got tired of telling a lie. And then people look at this man, oh, he's so handsome. He don't look like that. He's so handsome. He's a model. He's so sweet. But that was the narrative that he was playing to you. But that wasn't a narrative at home that I was getting. And then I'll tell the parents. The parents didn't believe me because that was their child. And then, but I was the one that kept making the 911 calls, and people kept not believing me. So I said, let me outsmart the situation. Let me leave the phone off the hook. I need them to hear what's going on because the kids are young and the kids are my backup telling them. But then that person was trying to, at that time, make it like the kids' word wasn't valid because they were kids. And this kept happening and kept happening, but I kept coming back, and it was a couple times I moved into a woman's shelter to get away from this person, my ex. I went home to go stay with my mom, think he wouldn't bring the drama to my mom's house. He would be outside of my mom's house and my parents' house, maybe a block or two down with the drama. Call myself going to work from the shelter, praying none of my clients at that time tell my husband where I stay or where I be. And I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. Then I tried to date somebody else, um, multiple people, and they got threats. And you know, I just I just knew that, you know what, I just had to take a leap of faith, and I had to leave that situation. I had to leave that situation because that situation was draining me. And I wasn't mature. I was mature for who I was at that time, but I didn't have all the knowledge that I have now at the age of 52. So I'm sharing the testimony, sharing my stuff. I left. It took me 10 years to leave somebody alone because they kept role playing the same narrative, same thing, same thing. And they'll straighten up, but I kept getting the same thing, and they straighten up and they kept getting the same thing. Sometime, in order for you to change the narrative about your situation, you're going to have to change. You cannot expect something to change and you don't switch it up. You have to switch it up. You have to change it completely. Completely. You got to change the recipe. You got to change the landmark. You got to change the ingredients. Ingredients can be people, since I'm talking about people. And you got to, and also pants. When I used to wear pants, I'm going to use the word pants for environment. You got to switch up the environment. So switching up the pants to make the food and the ingredients, you need to switch up the environments. Sometimes you just have to completely move away. and get away. And I did. I left when my situation was going on. It was in Oklahoma where I was raised, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then I moved to Georgia. I had to just get up and leave, and I've been in Georgia 24 years, and I had to get away from that narrative. That person has changed from that, but that don't take away from what happened. I never really, 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 really tell too many people about it, but the more I kept it to myself, and I hear people come in the salon and little people drop gems on me, and I'm like, spirit, you know, I got to tell my story because I wasn't telling my story because the person already told their story, but their story was a lie to the fact that they didn't tell the whole story because there's two sides to every story. And I'm going to write a book, and I'm going to put the book out, but the video was so important because the video is the book. And I never wanted to make this person look unreal, but at the same time, let the truth be told. In order for me to break the curse of generational curse in your household, my household, or anybody else's household, sometimes we don't even know it's a curse because you couldn't identify. You didn't know how to identify it. And I thought, like I said, that person loved me because at that time that person was my husband, and I would do everything for that person. I was Bonnie and Clyde. I was all the way live, Bonnie and Clyde. And back in the day, in the '90s, I felt like I was about that life. I was down for my man. Whatever he wanted to do, I was down. And when you realize that that don't work no more, and the person that I know now, the grown-up, the mature young lady that I became to blossom to be, there's no way in hell I would have did what I did, back in the day, knowing what I know and that I am. So I'm sharing my testimony. If you're in a situation, ladies and gentlemen, and you don't know a way out, I need you to really meditate. A lot of people say, don't listen to other people. And sometimes it depends where the listening is coming from somebody with some wisdom and some guidance, some true divine wisdom and guidance, and no attachments. But there to help, not to hinder, but to help. And my testimony, I pray, can help you. Sometimes you just gonna have to move. Excuse me from saying this. She might have some good stuff, and he might have some good, as I say, woo-woo, or the word that you might not like to hear, DICK. You still have to take a leap of faith and leave that person, because sex would not keep me with nobody, what I know now. Back in the day, oh yeah, if you had some good DICK, it would have took me a minute to shake that off. But that's not what it is. I want all of it. I want the respect, I want the love, I want the compassion, I want the transparent, I want the honesty, I want the peace, I want the joy, I want the glow, I want the love, I want the abundance that comes with it, I want the family, I want all the growth that comes with family. And I know that if I did not get my story out, tell my story transparent from my mouth, and allow women and men to pass me with these problems, and they can identify, why he or she's acting like that. I gave them the baby, I gave them the love, I gave them my body, I gave them what they wanted. I opened up the Pandora box. A lot of people don't realize those are entities. Those are just things. Like, you cannot replace a peace of mind. You cannot go to the mall or Amazon or Google or Amazon Play or ChatGPT and get peace of mind. You can't even go to those places and buy wisdom. You can't even get wisdom on eBay. Or Etsy. That comes with growth. That comes with development. That comes with growth and guidance. And so I said that to say, hopefully, if you're around somebody with wisdom and guidance, and you got to a point, my grandmother would say, just keep on living. And I'm like, what is she talking about? Both of them would say. I have one My mom's mom was grandma. My daddy's mama, her name was Granny, and they did not like the two names to swap. And they'll say, just keep on living. I'm like, just keep on living, because every time you live, it's a lesson in living. And it goes back to the doors that I said, be careful in life, because life gives you different doors. And life is a choice. Um, I would tell my children, again, I'm using me because I need you to identify with you. Life gives you a choice. Choose what door you want to go through. Do you want to go through this door or that door? Now, I don't want to go through none of the doors. All them doors got pain. All them doors got trial and tribulation. All them doors you broke. All them doors wise. But can I just skip through all them doors and get to Z? No, you really can't. You can't skip to them doors and get to Z. But what you can do, you can focus. So when you do open up that door, and you do go through door 1 through 2, and your mind is right, and your heart is right, and your frequency is right, and you got positive vibes, that door might be the door where the diamond is. That might be the door where no confusion. That might be the door where divine order is. You got to make sure your conscious match your mouth. Your conscious match your mind. Your mind match your heart. Your heart match your hands. Your hands match your feet. Your feet match your frequency. All of that got to role play together. You cannot expect better days or phenomenal days or fantastic days and you got a nasty attitude or a nasty mouth to people, or you don't treat people with kindness, love, and generosity, because you get out what you put out. And so you got to be mindful how you treat people. You got to be mindful of the things you do to people. You got to be mindful of what you say. So I want to say this. I know a couple of people that are dating somebody, and I keep telling them my story. I keep giving them advice, and they not listening. And they keep telling me they miss me. And I, excuse my language, I really don't give a damn, because I done told you 1,000 times what to do. And by now, I'm like, okay, God, it's 2025. If they don't do what I'm telling them to do, it's almost like they wanting to go through this. Like I said, life is a choice. It's like they wanting to go through this. And who wants to go through pain? And so to know that they want to go through pain and life is a choice, I feel like they like that. And so in order for you to keep constantly going through something, it's something about you that you need to fix. Because sometimes it's not always about the other person. It's about you. And so that way you personally have to get right. The things that you do and the things that you got going on in your life. And so that way you have to take accountability for your actions, because it's something about you that's you attracting you to the negativity people, the negativity vibes, the negativity way, the chaos way. So that means you got a lot of chaos in you. And so that means you got to clear that out. In order for you to be filled with a different type of abundance, a different type of environment, a different type of frequency, you're going to have to give yourself a fine tune. And when I say a fine tune, you need to give yourself a tune up. What's a tune up? A mental tune up, a physical tune up, a spiritual tune up. You really need to detox. You really need to detox your brain, your body, your aura. You need to detox the people you're around and clean yourself and do a body check. Like you go around your car, maybe growing up or even now, you do a check on your car, make sure your tires and your oil and your cap and your windshield wipers and your fluid. You're going to have to do that on your life. And you're going to have to maybe do that in your life to see what type of people you got around your life. And you're going to have to check some things off. And you're going to have to pull some things off and take some things out of your life to keep this energy away from you. Because right now, and what we're going through right now, I'm looking for people to change. I'm looking for to help people. I don't want to use my testimony of what I've been through to let it be sad and sorrow, but I want it to be for uplifting, and I want you to look into what I've been through to help you get out what you get through. Because I saw a video, and I wish I knew the girl's name or the channel I saw that on. And I don't know if it's down my YouTube, but I don't know if I saw it on Instagram. And she said the older generation, they didn't set us up. They got us out here and they didn't tell us what to do, and they got us out here, and you know, being grown is ghetto and all this hardship. We didn't have it either. We didn't have uh, all the tools that we needed to be successful coming up, because a lot of us, we didn't have parents to tell us that coming in this world that we living in, credit's your first and your last name. We didn't have this where people say pay cash for your stuff, don't get in debt. We didn't have that. I didn't have that, and so it depends on who and how you was raised, because I said parenting is different. You would have those choice at your fingertips for you to use or utilize, but I didn't have that, and so I had to learn growing up. Credit is, living in the world in the USA. It's your first and the last name. It's irrelevant what type of person, clothes you rocking, what your shoes look like, how fresh your hair look, and your haircut is. Credit is your first and last name. So if I can help anybody, and the truth of the matter is, just be responsible. Be responsible on the things that you do. Be responsible. Take accountability of the things you do. Be mindful of the energies you're putting out so you won't get that energy back. And be mindful of how you treat people, which is energy, so you won't get that energy back. Be mindful if you keep attracting a certain type of people in your life, no matter, okay, I switched up the landmarks, I switched up the men, I switched up the women, I switched up the way I dressed, how I carry myself. But it's something about you that's sending a mirror out to the world and making people treat you a certain way or act a certain way. So now you got to do a spiritual cleansing. You got to do a detox about yourself and do a check, a personal check, and just check yourself and see, like, what's going on in my life. What am I doing to attract this negative energy, these negative people, these, excuse my language, badass women around me, or these badass men around me, or these negative gossip people around me. Make sure that's something that you're not doing. Make sure that you're not the negative person, you're not the gossip person, or you're not the negative man or negative woman. They used to say you attract people like you, and I didn't believe that, but I learned that in my 30s. That really, really is, when it comes to that part, you really attract people in your life that mirror something like you, and though you'll gravitate to that. And that I do hair, I really know that to be a fact. I would tell people, and I'm still telling people, I got the best clients in the world, because the universe sent people to me and around me with my same mindset, like they're growing, they're exceeding, they're excelling. So I'm getting that, and so that is what I'm getting in my life. So I don't get the negative and the distorting and the shit starting clients, because I don't attract that type of narrative, because that's not me, and I don't have that around me, or those type of people around me. So hopefully I can help somebody in this video that if you're going through relationships, or you're trying to clean somebody out of your life, or you're trying to understand, like, why I moved and I keep attracting these type of people around me, why this stuff keep coming around me, these negative vibes, and I'm tired of this and I'm tired of that. Maybe it might be you. Maybe you need to change the way you do things. Maybe you need to change your beliefs up. Maybe you need to clean you. Maybe you need to be more positive and listen to more calming things. Remember, I told you words hold weight. I'm not sure what type of music you listen to, but I would listen to something, some type of frequency music, the frequency heard 432, I think 582, or some type of meditation music or jazz or something in that note. Nothing with words in it, because again, words hold weight. And if you're singing a song, you're singing it because, oh, that's my jam, I like the beat, but what did that jam say? What is those words of that jam? So you really gotta, like, baby step moving forward with the words that you sing or say when you're listening to music, or repeating rap music, or R&B music, or neo soul, or country music, whatever type of music you like. Please revise the words. Listen to the words before you repeat that out your mouth. So you want to make sure, okay, that's cool. I can say that. I don't mind inviting that, in my life. But be mindful, because when things start happening and start deflating or inflating in your life, you said it. They said your word, have what you say. You said that, so I want you to be mindful of the things that come out your mouth and take accountability of your actions. And most definitely, if you're in a non-safe relationship, married or a couple, and it could be your kids, I'm advising to get some help. Find a safe place. Always find a safe place. Don't try to do that while you're in the house with that person, because that would be hard. Find a safe place. Get a plan. Get a safe place. And when you make the exit move, make sure you. Old people used to say, "Don't let your left hand know what your right hand thinking." Don't let that person know that you're leaving, because truth of the matter, that person might not let you leave safely. And let me say this. I'm going to run this in with the video, um, and hopefully it helps somebody. Again, I was in a bad domestic relationship for 10 years, but my sister got murdered. And I moved here in Georgia 2001. To my knowledge, before I left, she wasn't in a bad relationship, but apparently it went down when I left, a couple months before I left, or when I left. And I didn't see that time in that gentleman. But my sister's not here to tell her version of the story, because that man, not only he murdered my sister, he actually cut his throat and killed himself too. And so, by me not saying too much and saying a person's specific name or a person's name in this video, or people that I know that I've been trying to help guide through the situation, you just got to take accountability for your life. And you're going to have to take ownership of your peace of mind, love you more than you love that person, and get yourself out of the situation. Because as long as people don't keep acting the way they do acting, and got the same spirit, the same ways, and you don't see he or she change, you're going to still get that. It's irrelevant. They got on different outfit, different shoes, different haircut. But if you don't see effective, immediate change, and that person growing, and that person developing, and that person that got some help, that don't mean he or she changed. And it's irrelevant, excuse my French, if the DIC is good, K is good, or her body parts is good. That would not keep me in a relationship. Like, that money won't keep me there. A nice ass house won't keep me there. A fresh ass car won't keep me in a relationship. He cook good, she cook good. He can clean. Oh, she's available. No. Peace of mind. You cannot pay for a peace of mind. You cannot pay for love. You cannot pay for happiness. A peace of mind. Do I feel safe? And so now, moving forward, I think it should be about safety, and it should be about a peace of mind, and just having positive around it. We done had enough negative. A lot of people in the world are going to speak negative. Couldn't pay your bills. That's negative. Keep doing that, because it puts you in a low vibration. You keep dealing with that and keep spending your money on groceries, or you got to cook and you're tired. You got to clean up your house. You're tired. So you done did a lot of lows because you're tired, your body's full out, and you're just tired. You done work 35, 40, 50 years, and you're just tired. You're tired. You done put your work in. I've been working since I was 13. Started throwing newspapers at 13. I think my second job was 15. Wendy's third job 16. McDonald's, and I think thereafter 16, and after McDonald's 16, I think 17, 18. Piccadilly's, and thereafter. But I done put my time in. And so, truth be told, it's a lot of us. We don't want to do that. We don't want to keep working. We planning our future. We're trying to take a plan of action, and we put enough time in. So we know the difference between negative people, negative environment, overworked, underworked, and we know a lot of us have wisdom. A lot of us that's doing the right thing have wisdom, and I just want to help the young adults. I want to help you from making the mistakes that we did, because nobody was around. We didn't have cell phones, and then we didn't have cell phone, and then I was raised in a house. What happened at home, stay at home, and I don't like that. I was raised that way, and unfortunately, I don't like that, because a lot of people get raped in the house, get molested at home, and get beat, and they program not to say anything, or they hungry, or they get tied down at home, or they get locked in their room at home. Different things happen at home, and it's in your house, and you program and telling these kids what happened in the house. I don't like that. If it's something wrong and out of order, you need to go tell a teacher, a friend, or a friend's mother. I would tell my kids, especially I would tell my children, if you don't want to tell me and you're embarrassed or just scared, go tell somebody. I don't want nothing to be going on in your life and you afraid or ashamed to tell your mom. Go tell somebody. So if you're in a situation you're afraid to tell your mom or tell your or somebody, your sibling or family member, because you don't want people looking at you, go tell somebody. I don't want you carrying all that weight for, because that video really bothered me for that young lady to say that the young adults, the older people, I'm assuming my age because it looked like I could be her mom, at 50 and up, that we didn't set them up right. A lot of us, we didn't have it. We're living better than our parents. Like a lot of us financially making more money than our mom and dads, or living better than our mom and dad. So we didn't have it. We were learning too. And then I'm sure my mom and dad was living better than their mom and dad, because their generation is supposed to get better and better. And I was trying to spoil the shit out of my kids so they won't have to go through it. And that's not good for people to do. Don't give your children everything. Make them work for things, because sometimes when you give them more than what they did not earn, they grow up to be unappreciated and they think you owe their ass something and you really don't. So be mindful of giving your kids everything. Make them work. If we can work, and I've been working since I'm 13, they ask can work. It's no difference. Like, unfortunately, no. No. We're not doing that. You have to work so you appreciate it. You just pass down cars and furniture and wealth. They got to work so they can appreciate it. They literally need to appreciate that, because you had to get it. You had to go get it. And they appreciate it better. And so hopefully I can help a young lady or a young man or anybody my age. I mean, could be in a relationship. Men ain't the only one putting hands on women. Women probably out there putting hands on men. I haven't saw one, but I'm sure somebody around the world know it. So just because, like I said, you got children by this person and they verbally abusing you and physically abusing you, you do not have to stay. Take a leap of faith and leave. They can be locked up, they can be in jail, they can be physically out. If they keep disrespecting you, dogging you, verbally disrespecting you, why stay? Why stay? They're pulling, they're sucking your energy, almost like an energy vampire. They are pulling you lifeless. Then I heard somebody say, oh, I feel like killing myself. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, that sounds so dumb. Like, why would you do that? Why would you even put that out? And I said, be careful what you say. You need to take that back. Like, I just can't take it no more, she said. And I'm like, again, you need to take that back. Your kids need you. I would never let a man or woman take my joy, take my breath, take my time away, take my life away, all because I was trying to allow this person to like me or to get appeased by me, or hopefully this person picked me to be their wife or husband, so I'm doing everything they say to accommodate them, but it don't make me feel good. You should love yourself more than you trying to pour that love. And it goes back to loving yourself. Love yourself more than you put all that love in somebody else. Because if you fall in love with yourself, I promise you would never allow nobody to talk shit to you or treat you under your worth. Okay? And I hopefully this helps somebody. But I'm sending hugs and loves out to people, double hugs and love, because, I don't know when the last time someone gave you a hug or sent you a kiss or told you, I got your back, or I support you, or I mentally got you. Like, this universe is big. It's a lot of hugs and love. It's a lot of mommies out here. And it's mothers that hug and daddies that hug. And we can't hug the whole world, but if we can embrace you, absolutely. It don't matter how old you are. Everybody needs a good hug. And they said don't touch everybody. I get that part. But those people that the spirit will put in front of you to touch, and you can feel who you need to touch and who you don't touch. You can feel the energy, like, no, I'm not giving you a hug. Hell no, I'm not. But you can feel those that really need it or desire that feel like needed at that time. So I'm asking everybody, just take a leap of faith. If you see the need of somebody out there near you that's going through domestic violence, just tap in, just give them that ear. They just need somebody to talk to, help them find a place to help them. You might could just help them with words. Somebody is getting dog walked by a man or woman verbally, just encourage them to get out of that, to leave that alone. If you know somebody that's trying to take advantage of somebody, tell that person to fall in love with themselves more than they love that person, because if he or she love you, they wouldn't dog walk you, wouldn't treat you like shit. So I'm sending love and hugs. Hopefully this video can help somebody. I know I did a lot of ranting. I was trying to put a lot in at one time, because I wrote notes down of what type of videos I'm going to start talking about, because I'm going to turn this into a podcast. But I need to go ahead and put some stuff in the video so people can leave comments in the at the bottom, so I know what to talk about and feed about. And I have, like I said, a list. And I keep hearing people telling me things and telling me things, and so I'm just trying to run things in together so we can talk about it, so it can get talked about, and making it a conversation, because we're here to help. We're here to break generational curse. We're here to stop all the negative that's going on, that people just making it like it's normal. It's not normal to treat people like shit. It's not normal to disrespect people. It's not normal to take advantage of nobody. It's not normal to use people to come up. Like, that's not normal. You're going to get your damn karma, but that's not normal. The universe is going to take care of you, but that's not normal. And I don't want you to think that's the thing to do. And people prey on people that's nice. People prey on people that's sweet. They see that shit in you. Like, no, I need you to stand up and have a backbone. But I'm loving you, sending you some hugs. Take a leap of faith and continue to follow me and support my channel on Instagram and on YouTube, hypothetically speaking. And I hope this video could help somebody. So sending you all love and hugs. Share the video. Have a great day, everyone.